Hello once again and welcome to this lesson for Shimmy by System of a Down. There's a couple of bars with just the guitar riff and then the drums come in and this is the beat that we're playing. I'll just play that fill one more time. Then in terms of the buzzers on the snare, I'm just pushing the stick into the head, but trying to keep the stick in my fingers a little bit so that it's easy to pick the stick up and continue the beat. If it's not something you've done before, it might take a bit of practice and you just want to work on getting the right amount of pressure on the stick into the head so you get a lot of bounces and it doesn't just choke off like this. So if you need to practice it, just take your time with it and eventually it will come together. Straight away, we're into a double time section and this is how the beat goes. And before we hit the verse, there's one little fill. To get that fill to sound really good, you have to be super accurate with the kick drum. So if you feel like everything's kind of falling on top of each other and the kick drum's not coming in at the right time, just slow everything right down, train your limbs exactly what they have to do, and then when you speed it up, it will still sound great. Moving on, we're into the main verse and it's kind of like a two-section thing. It goes one section, then the other section, then back to the first section, then back to the second section again. And the first one is on the toms and I think it sounds a little bit like this. There is a chance that the left hand might move down to the floor tom as well and not stay up on that first tom the whole way through. I couldn't hear it clearly enough in the recording, and to be honest, it's just a little bit easier to leave that left hand up there because you don't get tangled down here on the floor tom. But it's up to you. If you think it sounds better down on the floor tom, move that hand and definitely make that happen. The next section is like a little blast beat with, once again, those buzzers on the snare drum. And this is what it sounds like. I'll put those two sections together, medium tempo, and then I'll speed them up. At the end of this section, we just keep the blast beat going right the way through, and then there's a fill at the end that sounds like this. Just the fill, one more time. From there, we take it into the chorus and it's halftime again, and the beat is super simple. From there, it's back around again for another verse. Toms first, then the blast beat, then the toms, then the blast beat again. When we hit the chorus is longer this time, so we don't have that fill at the end of the first 4 bars. We're just going to play a pattern that goes like this. From there, it's still the chorus, but up on the crash cymbal instead of the hi-hats. Then there's a little post-chorus section, but you know what? The drums stay exactly the same, except for a fill at the end. That brings us to the bridge, which is this unusual swing section. Now, we're just playing the jazz ride pattern over here on the ride cymbal. There's a couple of extra snare drums in there, but I'll play it for you slowly, so hopefully you can pick it up. 2, 3. A 1, 2, 3. And then the last 4 bars of that section go like this. If those snare drums don't want to fall into place underneath that ride cymbal pattern, just slow it right down and practice the coordination really steadily. Then eventually you'll have your hands around it and you'll be able to speed it up. This is what that section will sound like. We're into the last 4 bars of the song. In the first bar, it almost sounds like a miss hit. There's an extra snare drum on the end of one. I've written it in and I'm going to play it, but you could probably leave it out if it's a little bit hard to get your hands around it. Anyway, let me play the end of the song. And that is a breakdown of the drum parts for Shimmy by System of a Down. I love that System of a Down album, and I think the drum parts right throughout are really interesting and really fun. So have fun practicing that one and then get jamming. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.